Greetings everyone, I am Kartosael and welcome to another episode of KartoCraft. As you can see, we are currently at the double spawner and I have succeeded in turning this into a successful experience grinder. It's roughly the same style as my previous one. Just to say that there's a waterway and gully and they are transported upwards. So that's all the same, just double. However, the way I reduce their health has changed. I am no longer transporting them all the way up just to drop them down again. I have these two now. And I will... no, that's not going to work. Yeah, I'll just show you in practice how it is done. So, it's a bit hard to see. Actually, it's impossible to see. But they fall down right above there. But there's also a empty block above their head, which is now filled with a block of glass. So there's this too high space that is sealed off with a block of glass, so no other mobs can enter and they cannot leave. And this button suffocates them. Just long enough for them not to die. Most skeletons are 1 hit, zombies are 2 hits. That's because zombies have some armor even if they don't wear it. There we go. So as you can see, that glass block over there, as soon as I retract this lever, they all come falling down again. This fence post has proved to be really useful. These two blocks are stairs, so that's why it doesn't connect. Those two blocks are, at least these blocks are stairs. But one of the great advantages of this fence is, as long as I stand here I get experience. If I walk away, it stops. So you can stop the flow of experience at exactly level 30. Which is really convenient. As you can see. Apart from that, we have the... whatchamacallit, hopper and chest combination. We got stone swords in there for if I don't want to use a splash potion. And splash potions. So, for example, to go to level 30, I'll just flip this lever, push the button again, and finish that small bunch of enemies off with a sword. No, that's not going there. I also did all the chests. That's not really how you say it, is it? I placed all the chests, and each chest has its own purpose. I am not keeping those enchanted bows. So this is all rotten flesh, this is all bones, and this is all arrows. And then you have this, which is all bows, armor and other tools, and potatoes and carrots and stuff I use to build here and stuff. That's the good news. There's also bad news. I was caving and I was standing on an edge near lava and a skeleton shot me in the back and ended my life and all my good gear. So now I'm stuck with this spade, this axe, a Fortune 3 axe. What do I want with a Fortune 3 axe? It just makes it impossible to repair. This pickaxe is just fine. This sword, which is absolute rubbish. And this bow, which is, you might say, oh, that's a good bow. Well, I enchanted it, got the flame 1 punch 2. I had a power 1 bow, I combined it with that. I combined another power 1 bow with that again to get power 2. Then from these guys I harvested 2 power 1 bows, turned them into power 2 bow, combined with this to create a power 3 bow. So this bow is really handmade, really. And so yeah, all new armor. This chain chest plate I just looted off an enemy and enchanted it myself. So yeah. Now this mechanism really works rather easy. It's not as easy as just letting them drop, but it takes up a lot less space. So this lever is the simplest part of this all. Just runs up to a wire, runs up to this block, and behind this block is that piston, which will extend that piece of glass. Now, you might wonder, why glass and not something else? Well, if I flip the lever while they are halfway, they will suffocate in that block and take damage and die instead of doing what they are supposed to do. And also, if they for some ambiguous reason decide to jump upwards, they would also start suffocating. So that prevents them from suffocating. The actual suffocation happens over here, which I will explain in a short while, but that's this piston that extends a piece of cobble. So, this looks a lot more complicated than it actually is. This button, actually I might as well just show it. Is it open or oh, it was closed. Oh my word. You can see they are stacking up pretty fast. So, this redstone wire is unpowered, but if I press this button, it gets powered. It stays powered because of this thing. This is a RS NOR latch, I think it is called. I kind of forget those names. And what happens is, normally this one is powered, which powers this line, because this line is pointed towards this. This torch is turned off, because this block is now powered by that. This torch is off, so there's no reason for this wire to be on. However, once I press that button, this wire turns on, this torch turns off, because this block is powered from the wire above. This line turns off, so this block loses its power. This torch flips on and powers this block, which in turn powers the line. And because this line is powered by that torch, this torch will never turn on again, making sure that this signal here, which is just this torch, will also stay on until this line is powered again to shut off this torch. So that's this thing. And this is just the line to the piston. This whole thing is nothing more than a delay. So we have many repeaters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 9, 12, 13, now 14, 17, 18, 21, 23, 24. And this one isn't completely 4 ticks delay. It's just a 2 ticks. All the others are 4 ticks. So you could calculate how long of a delay that is. But I just did it guesswork really. Just placed the relatively large amounts and kept fiddling at it until they were 1 hit away. And that seems to work every time. And in case you didn't know, I used this block instead of a piece of redstone. Same here, there. I could just replace them with redstone, to be honest. But hey, this saves redstone. That's always useful. Right? Yeah. So, I brought them all down to low health. And I'll just grab a sword. And in case you're wondering why they're all on that side of the fence, because, well, that block's actually pushing them that side. And if for some ambiguous reason I just want their items, I can also just press that button again. But that's a bit of a waste. And I'm level 30. Sadly enough, I forgot to bring diamonds, so I can't really enchant anything. Silly me. Yes. Oh, more iron. Now, at first I was really annoyed by the fact that I had a zombie farm back at our base. But yeah, they do drop iron occasionally, and that's actually kind of nice. just a free income of iron. You say, oh, you only got 4. Well, actually I already used 4 to repair this thing. So that's actually pretty good. I'm happy with that. So we're really happy that we got a lot of bone meal. But yeah, this thing, it really fills up quick. It's insane. I want to show you something else. While working on this, with that skeleton spawner over there, and that zombie spawner over there, I kept hearing spiders. It was annoying. So I came over this way, and wham! Spider spawner. I mean, 3 spawners in a triangle. It may be possible to make a triple spawner out of them. However, there are some disadvantages to that. First off, spiders, you have a 2x2 space, 1 high, so they're extremely annoying to transport, especially if you also want to transport the normal guys. Just spiders or just them, that's fine. Doing them both is a nightmare. I guess I could bring in another column, and then how would I suffocate them? That may not be as hard as I think. But anyway, besides, zombies and skeletons are both undead, so they are both damaged by splash potions of healing. Spiders are healed by splash potions of healing. So yeah, if I would funnel them into one area, that would not really work. So I would have to make another funnel altogether just for them. I'm not really looking forward to that, but who knows. But then again, it went that way and that way. So I came over here, fought a few zombies and another spawner. I mean, for the longest time I didn't find any spawner around my base, and over here there are 4 in such a small area. That's really insane. And this leads down into the abandoned mineshaft. I haven't explored it fully yet. Actually, I've only just begun in the upper regions. As you can see, I didn't explore it that way, and I did explore it this way, so a bit bad lighting. And yeah, I did explore most of this level of height, but I don't know about this mineshaft, what's up with it, because I know that there's a large part beneath it. I mean, this is pretty much a giveaway, and of course that peak down there as well. However, there is not really a good way from this level to the level below, unless I break my way there, but yeah, how about we just loot that chest and be gone? That's okay. Taking the cart as well. And I believe this is the way out. No, it's not. Ah, this is. Yeah. Alright. Yeah. I show you the spawner. Told you about losing my stuff. So, that kind of concludes our deal here. There's another big advantage of this entire build. The portal is right there. They are here. Whatever I do, they will not despawn. If I leave in the portal and come back, they'll still be here. Some of them will glitch and suffocate in the wall, because that's just how they are. But that's really useful, because, you know, the zombie spawner back at base, if I left a huge group of zombies there and returned, then it would be just, would despawn. However, we're never getting near these chunks normally, so they will never despawn, which is really nice. Anyway, last episode and I built this. I like using portals as a doorway. So we have a small brewing station, which is not really doing anything yet. An enchanting station, which does go to level 30. And a anvil. So, everything you need, except the materials to make stuff to enchant. Which is kind of sad. But, as I mentioned last episode, today we are, oh my word. Yes, I was clicking like this while going through the portal, and if I hit that zombie pigman in the face, I might have died. Again. Anyway, as I mentioned last episode, we are going to start building. Finally. Here we are, back at the island, and I started off by laying a foundation for the very first of the shops. This shop is going to be one for bulk storage, so it will hold dirt and cobblestone, gravel, netherrack, all that kind of unprocessed materials. That's also the reason why it's this shape. It's just a bit of a warehouse idea. So not all of them are going to be this long and thin. Yeah, about the style I decided upon. I decided to go for a bit of medievally, but with my own twist to it. Nowadays, many people like to build medieval style buildings, and they tend to head towards the steampunk style, so with the logs and then a cold area and logs and cold area. I'm not going to do that. I've done it already in a different world. I'm still doing it in that world, but yeah, like I already said, a lot of people do it. If you really enjoy that kind of buildings, then watch their stuff as well. And yeah, as I was saying, I'm going to do it my way. When building, especially stone structures, many people, including me in the beginning, build a wall like this and find that's a wall, it looks pretty. It looks boring, really. I mean, with this it's okay I suppose, but if you have a whole wall like that, there's not much to it. So, what methods are there to make your wall look nice? Well, there are a couple actually. You can use lots of different materials, which is actually a method I do not recommend because it can get chaotic really fast. Another method is, for example, if you do this, do that, and that, you create a bit of depth in your wall, and that's actually really nice, especially if you do it like this and like that. Maybe turn this into a stair as well. So yeah, that's one way of doing it. It's also not the way I'm going to do it. No, I of course am going to do it the hard way. First off, I'm going to use a wood. This wood, birch wood. Not many people use birch wood. I think that's a pity. Well, just not many people like the way it looks. So yeah, either you like it or you don't. That's really all there is to it when it comes to birch wood. And I do like birch wood. So we'll be using birch wood for the walls mainly, but do not fret, it will not be a huge canvas of birch wood, because even I will not like that. What do I mean by what I just said? It won't be just a wall like this. I mean, that was the entire point I was trying to make just a minute ago. So yeah, that's not going to happen. don't worry. So I'm going to raise up this birch wall and I'll be back to you. So we have finished this wall of birch, and this is the interior, so this grass will eventually become the floor. So this will be filled in, and you will see this and that. The wall is 6 high. Why 6? Well, it's going to be 5 high from the inside, and the last one is reserved for the roof and stuff. Actually just the roof. I also changed my bed from there to here because yeah, this building has become the only place on this island where stuff can spawn, and since we're so high in the sky, they spawn quite happily. Yeah, I also filled out this. You won't see it because it will be covered by the floor. Right now it looks really ugly. Let's be honest. It's ugly right now. And that's okay, because what we're going to do next is actually fill out this foundation a bit more. Because what I want to do, that example that I did with the inset with those stairs, it's going to be a bit like that. Just a small bit. I'm going to use depth to make the wall a lot more interesting. And oh, this is really on the edge. Well, that's fine. Yeah, probably should do it like this. And the other side. Did I remove my markers? Yes, I did. Yeah, these markers, what they are, I will show you a bit later. Stupid flowers. So between these two, there's 5. And yeah, that's just these 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And one more. Another flower. Yep. And oh, it's really on the edge. Okay, interesting. And yeah, let's try not to remove the markers this time around. Like so. Yeah. Should I? No. Because I'm going to place another row of blocks on this, so I don't have to replace this grass. So I have to remove that. So I now place this foundation ring all around the building. And that allows for the next stage. This building style I loosely based, or let myself be inspired, by the Gothic building style. So that's kind of the direction I'm heading. And what I'm doing right now is, like you see in those huge European cathedrals, they have supporting walls or columns on the outside. And I'm trying to recreate that a bit with this. Eat a bit, restore health. And I missed a tree. Too bad. So when you look at it from the front side, you will have these columns over here. And if you look from the sides, you'll have the columns like this. And the broad taller the wall is, the better it looks. So these 3 segments give 4 columns, so that actually looks kind of nice. But we're not nearly done yet. Oh no. So this is going to be the entrance. Right here. I think I'll just do this. No, not that. This, yes. Because the door is going to be here eventually. So what we're going to do now is liven it up a bit. And I am already doing it wrong. It's because of the door, it's throwing me off. It's almost night, isn't it? Yes, it is. So, in order to give this wall a lot of depth, to make it look more interesting, I originally thought to include a border up there and fill that in. However, that didn't quite do it for me just yet, so I tried filling in this border as well. That came close, but it felt weird to have stone, wood, stone like that so dramatically. So I decided to do this. Again, looks a bit better, but still also a bit weird. So finally, I decided upon this design for each segment. I like this. You have the foundation over here. You have the top over here, which is either a roof or another floor. And you have these little columns and these large columns. The large columns kind of hold the entire building together. And these smaller columns kind of seem to lift the building up, this border supporting. They seem to support this border. My English is not at its best today, my apologies. So that border is precisely the division between 2 floors. So that's the floor for the second floor. Wow. That's both the ceiling and the floor. So every segment is going to be like that, but as I already mentioned, the border was going to be filled up. And I'm going to fill it up with wool. Now I don't see many people using wool in buildings, and quite frankly, I don't really use it either, all that much. However, with all this stone and quite pale wood, I thought it would be nice to bring in some color. And considering I really like the color green, in case you haven't noticed, I decided to use that. Now it looks a bit weird still, but it will look a lot better once you see that. As an example, on this side it's going to be it's going to be framed as well. So I'll continue finishing these segments all around the building so that we can start work on a second floor as well. So I'll be right back. Here we are, the first floor has been erected, at least the outside. There was one thing I did forget, and that's these, the corners. So yeah, they just go like that. Where there's a stair here, there's a half slab there, because although you can't place stairs in corners nowadays, they need a stair there and there to form that corner, so that's not really going to work. Or one stair there would work as well, but you'd see that very clearly. I don't want that. This way. think would be better like so. Yeah, probably. So this is how it looks. I like it a lot because there's a really nice depth to it. And the birch isn't all that visible, but it's there. It's going to be a bit more visible on the floor above because, well, it's not logic to have, this is really sturdy kind of wall, and to have that on the floor on top of this would be kind of weird. So we're not going to do that. Not only that, but this segment, the 3 segments, and this segment is only going to be 1 floor, and these 2 are going to be elevated. So let's go work on that. Actually, that's not all that, I wouldn't say it's not interesting, but it's kind of the same we already did. So I guess not interesting would actually apply. Yeah. I'm going to put up another birch wall, and I'll see you then. Giving it some thought, erecting the birch part of the wall first may not be a good idea. And here's why. How I'm going to decorate the outside if there's a huge wall in the way. How am I going to build this stuff? It's already annoying standing on the ground trying to reach that. Just imagine what I'll have to do to reach the top of that floor. So that's not going to happen. I'm going to build this part at the same time as the birch wall. Now, it's going to look a bit different than this. But not all that much. So what's different actually is this is gone and this is all dropped down one. Actually, that's the only difference. So just imagine this being there, that there. So you would have 3 birch, 1 birch, 3 birch, 1 birch, 3 birch, instead of these 3 strips of 2. So you'll see more birch, while the pattern of the stone is actually the same. But that stone foundation is replaced by this wall. So that's how it's going to look. Of course, these pillars are going to be there. With that and that. Just going to build it up 1 layer at a time. Yeah, that's very repetitive. So I'll do this off camera. So here we are, the wall for the 2nd floor is up as well. As you might see, the columns are now indented near the top. This gives them a bit more character, and well, they just look better this way, in my opinion. Also did that over here because this part's going to have the roof start there already. So that's going to happen. Not quite sure how I'm going to implement this roof there just yet. And yeah, so this is how this building is looking right now, where the episode is already running a bit long. So I'm going to end it here. Next time we will start working on the roof. Probably finish that as well. It's not that hard of a design. And start working on the interior, which includes the floor as well as the windows, because yeah, we need windows. So that's going to happen. And next episode I'll also talk a bit about, you know, how I am going to design this city. Not just a shopping district, but an entire city. I'll just share my opinions on what should be put in the city and how you may think about building your own. But that's all for next episode. I hope you enjoy watching, and I'll see you next time.